Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at the REX token. In this very crowded crypto space, we're asking, is this something genuinely different?
Or is it, just another token adding to the noise?
Exactly. So we've gone through the sources, and we're going to create and unpack what it is, what problems it's trying to solve, and, well, why you might even care about it.
Right. Our sources position the REX token as potentially quite innovative in digital asset management. It's powered by Rex Scripta Equity Partners Trust using blockchain.
Okay.
And the materials really push this idea of improving transparency, security, efficiency, the usual blockchain promises, but applied to the financial market.
Yeah, those are big promises. The sources mention specific things like secure asset tokenization, smart contracts, a whole ecosystem of benefits. It's quite a lot.
It is.
So our goal here is to really boil this down. What's the core value for someone maybe looking at digital assets seriously?
Precisely. So let's start at the beginning, the fundamentals. The REX token is meant to be the engine for decentralized investment solutions.
And Rex Scripta Equity Partners Trust is the group behind it.
That's right. They're the driving force.
Okay, so secure asset tokenization, that term comes up a lot. What's the big idea there? What shift is it trying to make?
Well, at its heart, it's about using advanced blockchain tech for much more transparent and secure investment stuff. Operations, really.
Okay.
The sources talk about multi-layered security distributed ledgers. Think of it like moving from, scattered paper files to a shared, unchangeable digital record.
A tamper-proof record.
Exactly. Tamper-proof, verifiable by anyone with permission. The aim is really institutional-grade security, something big players would expect.
Right, moving past old ways of record keeping to something shared and super secure. And then smart contracts come into play. How do they change how deals get done?
Smart contracts are, they're self-executing agreements, basically code on the blockchain. The sources say they automate compliance and streamline transactions. The terms are preset in the code.
So less need for people in the middle.
That's the idea. Cut out intermediaries, reduce costs, and importantly, it embeds regulations right into the transaction, creates a clear audit trail.
How does that work, practically?
Well, say a contract states payment happens when an asset is delivered and verified. Once the blockchain sees that condition is met, bang, payment happens automatically. No third party needed to push it through.
Okay, that does sound like it could remove a lot of friction and maybe some of the trust issues.
Potentially, yes.
So let's say you're holding REX tokens. What's in it for you? What are the tangible benefits within this REX world?
The sources highlight a few things. Exclusive access to what they call premium investment opportunities.
Premium, okay.
And potentially lower fees for doing things on their platform, transactions, maybe other services.
So it's not just about the token price going up, hopefully. There are actual uses inside their system.
Right. Practical benefit.
And are they trying to get people to stick around, like long-term holders?
Yeah, seems so. The token economy is designed to incentivize that. They mention staking rewards.
Ah, staking. So you lock up your tokens.
Exactly. Lock up your REX, earn more REX. They also mention governance rights, giving you a say in how the platform develops.
We'll come back to governance. That sounds important.
And priority access, getting first dibs on new investment products.
Okay. Now, you know how the blockchain world can be quite fragmented, different chains, different systems. How does REX plan to deal with that, connect things?
They talk about cross-platform interoperability. That's the term they use.
Right.
The goal is for REX to work smoothly across different blockchains and also connect with a traditional financial system.
Like banks and stuff?
Potentially, yes. Both traditional and decentralized finance. They want it to be a kind of universal connector. Frictionless transfers, settlements, integration, making REX a bridge.
A bridge between TradFi and DeFi. That's ambitious.
It is.
The sources also mentioned deflationary economics. Can you break that down? What's the core idea?
Sure. It involves a systematic buyback and burn mechanism.
Buyback and burn. Heard that before.
Yeah, it's a known model. Basically, according to the sources, they use some of the revenue generated by the REX ecosystem to buy REX tokens back from the open market, and then they permanently destroy them or burn them, remove them from circulation.
So fewer tokens over time.
Exactly. The total supply shrinks. And the theory is if demand stays the same or goes up, this scarcity could, potentially increase the value of the remaining tokens.
Right. Basic supply and demand.
Yeah.
A deliberate reduction in supply.
Okay, let's shift to actually using the token. What can you do with REX inside its ecosystem? Well, beyond just holding it or staking it, it seems to unlock various utilities.
Like what?
The sources mention things like getting access to premium investment advice, exclusive partnership opportunities, and as we said, those reduced transaction fees, priority access to new stuff. It's also meant to make it easier to, manage your digital assets within their platform, buying, selling, that sort of thing.
So it has real functions. It's not just speculative.
That seems to be the intent, yes.
And what about protecting the token's value? Are there measures built in to try and keep it stable or growing?
They describe several mechanisms for that. Strategic reserve management, like a financial cushion.
A rainy day fund.
Sort of, yeah. Also, automated market-making protocols, AMMs, which are designed to help with smoother trading and price stability.
Right.
And then there's the deflationary aspect we just talked about, all aiming for, long-term stability and growth for the token.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this idea of community governance keeps popping up. How much real influence do token holders actually have? Is it genuine?
The sources really emphasize that holders get genuine governance rights.
How does that work? Voting.
Yes. Through a secure and transparent voting process, holders can weigh in on decisions about the platform's future development, fee changes, potential partnerships.
And your vote depends on how many tokens you have.
Typically, yes. Voting power is usually proportional to the number of tokens held, so bigger holders have a bigger say. And they might even be able to propose things for the community to vote on.
Interesting. So it's pushing towards a more decentralized, user-led model.
That's the picture painted, yes.
And the tech underneath all this, is it built to be strong and secure?
They describe it as an enterprise-grade blockchain infrastructure.
Enterprise-grade? Sounds serious.
Yeah, they highlight features like military-grade encryption, multi-signature security.
Multi-signature, meaning more than one person has to approve things.
Exactly. Requires multiple keys or authorizations for critical actions. Adds a layer of security. They also mention seamless compatibility across networks and aiming for high transaction speeds without sacrificing security or regulatory compliance.
Security definitely seems to be front and center,
Mm-hmm.
which it needs to be in this space.
Absolutely crucial.
Beyond the tech, what about the people? The community around REX?
The sources talk about a growing ecosystem, a network of token holders. They suggest these holders contribute to the platform's value through, collaboration, shared vision.
So fostering a community feel.
Yes. Presented as an exclusive network. People can interact with industry pros, join online events, access members-only forums, that kind of thing.
Trying to build that sense of belonging and shared purpose. Okay, what about traders? If you're interested in trading REX or using it for trading, are there specific perks?
Yes, the sources do mention trading benefits. Things like privileged opportunities, lower transaction fees again, early access to new listings on exchanges they support.
Early access to listings could be valuable.
Could be. And also access to specialized market insights to help with trading strategies.
Okay, and the basic idea is, as the whole REX ecosystem gets bigger, more users, more utility, that should help the token's value for holders.
That's the expectation laid out in the sources, yes. More utility, more demand, potentially reinforcing the token's value through market forces and just having more uses within the platform.
Makes sense. Are there other perks besides potential financial gain, like exclusive info?
Absolutely. The sources talk about premium content access.
What kind of content?
Things like proprietary research reports, deep market analysis, educational materials, all designed to help users navigate the digital asset world.
And is it all the same for everyone?
Apparently not. There's mention of a tiered system. So maybe the more engaged you are or the longer you hold tokens, the more valuable the content or support you receive, like personalized help.
A tiered system. Rewarding engagement. Okay. How do people actually get these REX tokens besides just buying them? Can you earn them?
Yes, the sources outline several ways. Actively using the platform's features, engaging with the community.
Like posting in forums.
Possibly, yeah. Completing specific tasks or challenges, referring new users, taking part in promotions. They also mention loyalty programs with multipliers on earnings for being consistently active.
So you can earn by participating, not just investing money.
Seems so. Contribution is rewarded.
Let's just circle back quickly to governance. How does that voting actually work? You said one token, one vote.
Typically, that's the model described. Each REX token gives you voting power in their decentralized system.
So you can directly influence platform upgrades, what features get built next, who they partner with.
That's the claim. And as mentioned, larger holders might even get to submit their own proposals for everyone else to vote on.
A direct line for the community to shape things.
Okay. And for people who prefer a more passive approach, what about staking? What are the benefits there?
Right, staking. Locking up your tokens for a set time. This gives access to premium features, and you earn extra rewards.
Better rewards for locking longer. Often, yes. It's usually tiered. Longer staking periods, larger amounts staked, generally mean better benefits. Things like exclusive content again, early access to new features, maybe enhanced yield, priority customer support.
And it helps the network somehow.
Yes, staking also contributes to the overall security and stability of the network. It's an incentive mechanism with a dual purpose.
Okay, it sounds like a pretty well-rounded system of incentives for different types of users. What if someone runs into trouble or have questions? What's the support situation?
Sources say 204/7 community support.
Really? Yeah.
204/7.
That's what's mentioned. Through live chat, email, community forums, they emphasize prompt responses from knowledgeable specialists.
That level of support is definitely important for building trust. Okay, let's try and summarize some of the main advantages for someone holding REX tokens.
Okay, summarizing. Holders can expect things like reduced transaction fees on the platform, early looks at new features and services, maybe those exclusive investment opportunities depending on holding level.
Plus, access to tech help for managing tokens, staking advice, educational materials to get smarter about digital assets, and security help too, keeping wallets safe trading practices.
So a pretty comprehensive package of benefits and support. Now, zooming out a bit, what are the big picture advantages REX aims to offer the market? What makes it stand out, according to the sources?
Well, they really hammer home that priority access, the lower transaction costs, the smooth integration with partners. The deflationary model is presented as a key strength, too.
Okay.
Also, a transparent roadmap, strong liquidity, the holder voting rights we discussed, tiered staking rewards, early access to partnerships. They list a lot. Regular security audits, multi-sig security, decentralized validation, global reach with multi-language support, and even regional events.
Oh, okay. That's quite a list. That's a multifaceted approach. What about the team behind REX? What's their background?
The sources stress that Rex Crypto brings established expertise and a large network. They position themselves as having the experience to bridge, old school finance with new blockchain tech effectively.
So, a mix of traditional know-how and crypto innovation.
That's the angle.
And just to recap the main features they keep highlighting.
The core things are access to professional services via the platform, community governance, the reward programs, exclusive holder benefits, staking, and that cross-platform integration.
Got it. And if someone listening is interested and wants to learn more or ask questions, how do they reach out?
The sources provide contact info, a phone number, an email address for inquiries, and an online support portal.
Good to know. And security, just briefly touch on that again.
Yeah, they emphasize top-tier security, advanced encryption, regular independent security checks by outside firms, and that multi-signature verification for important transactions.
Security is clearly a major pillar for them. Okay, what about the future? What's coming down the pipeline for the REX ecosystem?
Sources mention a few things briefly. Improvements to the mobile wallet, integrating with more services, and rolling out more advanced smart contracts for different business uses.
So it's not static. They're planning ongoing development.
Seems that way.
All right, so wrapping things up, it looks like the REX token is really positioning itself as potentially a key link between traditional finance and these newer decentralized solutions.
Yeah, that's a good summary. The standout points really are that heavy focus on security, the diverse utility within their ecosystem, the commitment to community governance, and those deflationary tokenomics.
Okay, so here's something for you, the listener, to think about. As the financial world keeps exploring tokenization and DeFi, what kind of role could community-driven tokens, like REX perhaps, play in the future? Not just for investments, but also for delivering professional services. Consider that mix, the tech innovation versus the very human side community expertise. It's a fascinating balance.
A lot to consider there.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.